What's up guys, VunterSlaushMG here, and this is a video on what to side against machine decks. Now the two most commonly sided things against machines is this card, System Down, and Cyber Dragon, which is used to fuse into Chimeratech Fortress Dragon. People have recently rediscovered System Down. It originally came out in Cybernetic Revolution, I believe, and it was reprinted in the Raw Yellow Mega Pack and the Legacy Legendary Collection too. But anyway, what it does is you pay 1,000 life points and you banish all face-up machine-type monsters your opponent controls and in their graveyard. So it's not bad. It's pretty good. For 1,000 life points, that's pretty good. Especially once Iron Call comes out and they're playing Geargia Turbo and they're upstarting you that 1,000 life points back. It's like a free card. However, until that time comes, I don't think it's the best possible thing that you could be siding against machines. Now, Cyber Dragon, I mean, this is a really good card. Just a 2100 beater that you can drop out of nowhere. I mean, nowadays we have whole decks based on this, with Tefnuit Dad and Heretics just dropping Tefnuit and then tributing it for Sue. I mean, decks back then were based on it too. Cyber Dragon beatdown and the whole future fusion machine into Chimeratech over Dragon with like 20,000 attack points. Chimeratech Fortress is a contact fusion between Cyber Dragon and any other machine type monsters on either side of the field. Either player can do it as long as it's their turn and there's no chain going on or anything, and they can activate a spell speed 1 effect. You can send machines and Cyber Dragon from either side of the field to the graveyard to special summon this guy, and his attack is 1,000 times the number of machines or fusion materials used to summon him. So like if it's a Cyber Dragon and 2 other machines, it's a 3,000 attack power. So it's pretty good. It's devastating if your opponent overextends and leaves a lot of their machines on the field. You drop Cyber Dragon, fuse with them into a big Chimeratech, and attack directly. Now that's just the main reason that you would side Cyber Dragon or System Down, is to clear your opponent's field. But the reason why I think Cyber Dragon is better is paying life points, especially when you already run 2 Solemn Warning and Solemn Judgment most of the time, is a lot of life points to be throwing away, even if it's to negate summons and stuff. I've found myself solemning away until I have 2,000 life points if I activate Warning, Warning, then Judgment, plus whatever battle damage that I've taken. Because if you Solemn Judgment first, and then you have 2 Solemn Warnings, that's all 8,000 of your life points. There's just not a whole lot of room to be throwing in cards that make you pay life points to do things. That's why 7 Tools of the Bandit isn't being played a whole lot anymore, even though it came out secret rare in Yugi's world and looks incredibly sexy. And Cyber Dragon also serves another purpose. It's just a 21 beater that you can drop out of your hand. I mean, if every archetype had one of these types of things, it would be like the best card of the deck, you know? I mean, look at Tefnuit and Heretics. Sue may be the best, but Tefnuit is like an engine in itself. I mean, Tefadad decks aren't exactly tier 1, but they're still pretty good when they go off. Let's say, for example, you're playing like Heroes, and you have sided in Cyber Dragons to face like a Geargia player, and he has machines on the field, and you draw into Cyber Dragon, and you have Miracle Fusion in hand and a way to get out the Shining. Let's just say you have Miracle Fusion and a way to get the Shining out, regardless of whether you side in System Down or Cyber Dragon. Now you draw into Cyber Dragon. You drop the Cyber Dragon, and your opponent bottomlesses. It's their only back row, and they bottomless your Cyber Dragon because they don't want you fusing everything away. Now you play Miracle Fusion, remove from play your Alias and Stratos or Bubble Man or whatever, and you make Shining, and it has 3200 attack. That's probably bigger than anything a Geargia player can summon. So then you attack. Now that's a pretty good play, and it forces them to use their back row on your Cyber Dragon, or else their monsters go away too. Now let's say you draw into System Down, and your opponent has a back row, but you don't want to let them keep their machines on the field, and you just want to win. So you play System Down. You remove from play all their machines on the field in the graveyard, and then you play Miracle Fusion and bring out Shining. And it gets bottomless, you don't recover your heroes, and you paid 1,000 life points, and unless you have something else in your hand to normal summon, you're probably out of plays. Now that's just a gross bastardization of what the hero deck can do. It probably would end up having more plays than that. This is just hypothetically. So you would end your turn, and let's say your opponent had a way to top decks Monster Reborn and reborn something and attacks for game, or if they sided in Return from the Different Dimension or something, or DDR. It's just, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with System Down. Whereas with Cyber Dragon, no cost, and if it goes through, it's a free 2100 beater. I mean, unless you're playing like Infernities and are relying on top decking your Avengers or whatever the fuck. I mean, I see no reason not to run Cyber Dragon over System Down. But that's about all I have to say on the subject. Leave comments below. Tell me what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe, you guys. This has been VunterSlaushMG. And hopefully I've enlightened you guys a little bit.